Okay, what's up YouTube? This is Nick here, going to be doing a gear review on my Line 6 Spider 475 modulator amp. First off, this amp is really sweet. Absolutely love it. Before I was running off a PV Backstage 81. I mean, granted, it's really good for beginners, but it's just, I didn't have any type of pedal board, and I was limited to what I was playing because of it. With this amp, it unlocked so much for me, and I've increased my playing ability tenfold, easy. Because of this amp, usually it's not the gear, it's the guitarist, but in this case, it was the gear that helped form the guitarist, because I was able to get the precise tone I was looking for. No questions asked. Okay, I'm going to be playing through my 1958 Epiphone Goth Explorer. Grab the camera for you guys. That's what I'm going to be using. Let's see. I'm using the FBV Mark II foot controller and this amp. Alright, first off, let's get down to it. From left to right, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shiny knobs that you get to play with. And then right here, you have the one black one. And then a little control pad type thing. Here's your on-off switch. Clearly it works well. This is what that looks like when it turns on. You have a quick loop function, tap tempo, your 4 channels, and then a manual button. Let me move this out the way for you. You get some better lighting too. Okay, so right here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different models with red and green. That gives you 16 different amp models going all the way around the wheel. Each channel selection has both red and green. And the farther around you go, the heavier the sound is. So from clean, twang, class A, blues, crunch, high gain, metal, and insane. Insane is the highest amount of distortion and drive at the same time. I would suggest use with caution because it can really muddy your sound. Okay, here you have a drive knob, your 3-section EQ, bass, middle, and treble, channel volume, and when you press the manual button, it pretty much doesn't matter what you have this selected to because you can customize it using these knobs, and you can create some really beautiful tones with it. Okay, right here you have the 3 effect knobs. You have gain, which is red comp and fuzz pie. The auto effects, which is your auto swell and auto wah. And then you have tremolo, which you can't see because of the shadowing. And that's your optimized trim, I'm sorry, that's on the completely separate knob. You have pitch shift first right here. And that's going to be smart harmony and pitch glide. Over here you have chorus and flanger. You have phaser and, let's see. Yeah, you have phaser and U-vibe. Then you have a bias trim and an optimized trim. And the optimized trim is the pulse comes as you play. The bias trim goes with whatever you have the tap tempo to. So regardless of whether or not you're playing, it'll continuously pulse at that speed. Okay, over here you have your delays, tape echo, and sweep echo, and reverse over here. Then you have the all-around reverb, and then lastly master volume. So just to show you how this amp sounds a little bit, I have it on a pre-made distortion channel, and I'm just going to do some random riffing for you. Granted, none of this has been rehearsed, so do be gentle. And quite frankly, I don't care what your opinions are on this, because I am really bored. Take it or leave it. Let me get some volume going through. Always make sure the volume knob is up. There we go. That's much better. Okay. is your distortion channel. Here is a clean setting. And the white limit. Sorry, that was my niece. The cleans are really crisp with this amp, so here you have a bit of an overdrive That sounds pretty sweet. Here is an example of the pitch shifter going up along the scale. That's the pitch shifter going up. And then right back on into the distortion. Okay. So now, for the next step, I'm going to show you how this foot pedal helps control tuning. So to activate the tuner on this, I'm just going to go to A because that's easiest. You want to press and hold this until you press on the button until the little note goes away. And then for the tuning function, just flick the note and then tune it back up. And it'll tell you as you get closer, and then boom, you're in tune with the note. Now some of you guys may be wondering, well, why didn't you tune beforehand? This is exactly why. So if you want to try and, you know, leave a trolling comment about how, oh, your guitar's out of tune when you play this or whatever, that's because, well, I showed you later in the video. You don't like it? Tough. Let's finish tuning here. And we'll cut off part 1 of this gear review. And in case you guys are wondering what this foot pedal costs, I got it with a free rebate, but I think you can buy it by itself for about, I think it's like $135 American. The amp I paid $350 for, and that was a 2-year warranty included. And to get out of this, just tap the lit switch again, and it'll set you right back up to where you were at before. Okay, so in closing, let me turn off my alarm here. Yeah, there we go. That way that shuts up. Okay, so in closing, this is just a basic overview. This is part 1. With part 2, I will be demonstrating some of the more in-depth features to this amp, meaning I'm going to be going through the different settings on board the lit screen, because that does more than just show you what thing you're playing. This has a lot of computer components in it, so it has recreated tones from the different generations. And you'll see all that in part 2. Thanks.